Hey, Dr. Pockle. In answering your question about how I would explain the early settlement in North America, I would say definitely that there is a larger story being played as told by Taylor, and that's exactly what's going on in the early settlement story. You have the presence from starting from the Native Americans coming over here from Siberia and claiming their territory in North America lands. And I liked how he unfolded their story and explaining how the different tribes had their own unique systems of political and social alliances, and especially you have the warfare stories being played out among their tribes, and then that gets more, I guess, territorial in a sense with the presence of the Europeans coming over here in the 17th and 16th centuries, claiming their territory over here, or claiming it in a sense. And I think it's important to relay this presence of Native Americans and how they contributed toward establishing their own communities around these colonial territories. And they especially had done this through forming trade alliances with the French and Spanish, especially, and the French in the Midwest area, the Great Lakes area, and then in the Spanish at the Southwest. And so, even though the natives were not exactly happy about English encroaching upon their territories, especially like on page 54, you have how Powhatan, he wanted to have them when he wanted the English in the Chesapeake, or the Chesapeake area, to have an alliance with them, and he wanted them to be in alliance with their tribe to get to protect their rival Native American tribes. And I think it's important that you see this presence of these political and trade alliances becoming boosting the eventual stake and economic and commercial interests in Atlantic. And you see that being played out within each chapter, and these stories being told about the gradual settlements of North America, that you have these very entangling and long alliances being formed between the French, Spanish, the natives, and the English later on. And so I think he really did a great job of developing this book, and how he pretty much wrapped up the end by establishing that the United States by the 18th century was had its own imperial empire after they, of course, won their independence from the English. That the United States, they began as several various independent colonies fought for by European explorers and imperialist believers that they would have this own land to themselves, but they didn't expect the presence of native tribes, and so they had to navigate amongst themselves how to really claim their territory, but also interact with the native tribes. And I think that's important to show that there is a huge, or a more vast and complex system being played out in the North American continent regarding colonialism. And I think that's what's really being played out in this book, and really being played out early on through Europeans and natives exploring their interactions in the colonial era of North America.